Before the video starts, I would just like to give a huge thank you to everyone who watched my first video. It means a lot to me that you would take some time out of your day to watch my video, and for that I am truly grateful. And thank you to everyone that commented on either the video or on Reddit, and for all the wonderful and constructive feedback you gave me. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it, and subscribe to my channel for more Lore Galore content weekly. And also follow my Twitter account at KurtLore_CH to know what I'm up to. Now, onto the video. The creation of the Elder Scrolls universe is an awesome and exciting tale that leaves me in awe every time I read about it, either in the games or online, and it's a story mixed with many elements such as love, conflict, and betrayal. When I say the Elder Scrolls universe, I am referring to the realms of Aetherius, Mundus, and the realms of Oblivion. Now, over the course of this episode, I will be describing to you how the universe was created in a somewhat chronological order. But since time did not flow in a comprehensible path in the Dawn era, and there are no real fixed dates as to when certain events happened, I will be piecing it together as best as I can for your enjoyment. Before we can delve into how the universe was made, we need to know more about the realms of the universe themselves. Let's start with Aetherius, also known as the Immortal Plane. It is thought by many to be the source of all magic and the art surrounding it. Many of the people that live on Tamriel believe that when a person dies, their soul will go to Aetherius to continue on as a spirit. But some souls do not stay in Aetherius. They instead go on to become servants to the Daedra in Oblivion, or go to the Dream Sleeve, where their souls are recycled to be used again. The Daedra are the divine beings that played no part in the creation of Mundus. Now, Aetherius is much like Oblivion because it too is made up of multiple realms that each serve their own purpose. For instance, Sovngarde, which we see in the Elder Scrolls V, is one such realm. Now, onto Oblivion, the home of the Daedra. Oblivion is considered by many to be the home of the demons and a hellish place. But this is only true for certain planes in Oblivion, such as Mehrunes Dagon's plane, going by the name of the Deadlands. Speaking of planes, Oblivion is made up of 16 major planes of Oblivion, and some 37,000 other minor planes and pocket realms. Each of the 16 major planes are ruled over by one of the Daedric princes, who are the most powerful Daedra in existence. The final realm is that of Mundus, which contains the planets of Nirn, home of the 10 races, Masur and Secunda, the moons of Nirn, and the Aedric planets. Nirn takes up the majority of Mundus, and is where the Elder Scrolls games are set on. It was designed by Magnus, also known as the God of Magic, but we'll get to that in a minute. Masur and Secunda are the two moons of Nirn, and are recognized as attendant spirits of Mundus. Masur and Secunda came into existence when Lorkhan, the missing god, was destroyed, being split into two halves, each one becoming the two moons we see today. Now, I understand that may be a lot to take in, but bear with me here. Things are about to get exciting. So, now that we know what the universe is made of, we can now talk about how it happened. In the beginning, there was nothing but the void. But from this void, two primordial forces emerged, Anu and Padome. These two divine spirits were twins, each representing two everlasting forces that exist throughout the universe: chaos and order, light and dark, good versus evil. The two beings transformed or gave birth to their own souls, creating Anuel and Sithis. The two spirits engaged in combat, and their blood was shed across the universe, creating the Orbis, the cosmic force that binds the universe together. And after its creation, Akatosh was born, bringing time to the universe, which allowed other beings called Et-Ada, or original spirits, to form. After much time, two cosmic forces had created many of these Et-Ada and many planes of existence, but not all of them were content with their lives. Among them was Lorkhan, who was from the blood of Sithis. He approached the other Et Ada and proposed the creation of their own plane, a mortal plane, Mundus, to be inhabited with their own creations. He convinced many of the Et Ada to join him, including Akatosh, and they became known from then on as the Aedra, the ones that helped in the creation of Mundus, while the ones that stayed are called Daedra. Over the course of the creation of Mundus, the Aedra soon realized that they were sacrificing parts of their souls into the creation of the mortal realm, something that Lorkhan knew fully but neglected to tell the other Aedra. This marked the beginning of the departure of the gods. When they realized what was happening, many of the Aedra fled from Mundus back to Aetherius, which caused the creation of the stars, holes in between the fabric of Mundus and Aetherius, the largest of which is now the sun, which was created by Magnus, the god of magic and the architect of Mundus. But not all of the Aedra fled. Some of the ones that stayed later became the 8 divines, which bound their souls to the mortal plane. The ones that did not become the 8 divines were Aedra that completely gave up their divinity and became the Yelnofey, the descendants of the races of Man and Mer. That's right, guys, the Men and Mer are actually descendants of the gods. Now, at this point in time, the divines created the Adamantine Tower, a structure that still stands in High Rock today, to convene and discuss what to do with Lorkhan. Lorkhan was permanently bound to Mundus, and his heart was torn from his body, turned into a magical stone, and was cast down onto Nirn, where it formed Vavardenfell and the Red Mountain which exists in Morrowind. Lorkhan was then destroyed and was split into 2 halves, which we know then became the moons. The divines then left the mortals to their own devices, which marked the ending of the Dawn Era and the beginning of the Merethic Era, the time of the Elves. The lore behind the creation of the Elder Scrolls universe is one of my favorite stories to read and talk about, because it is truly an epic story, something that you wouldn't necessarily hear in our own history. The Elder Scrolls history doesn't just stop there though. There are still a countless number of stories and much more lore I would like to make videos about, and I hope you guys will stick with me throughout the series. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow my Twitter, link is in the description, to know when I'm posting next. Thank you for watching.
You know.